of us at times experience difficulty with our own self-image. In some, the origins can be traced to body image, but we can master that problem through psychokinesis. Psychokinesis heightens our sense of our own intuitive ability. That is, the ability of self to completely control any aspect of our lives. Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for today. And so this concludes our introductory series on self-image. Are there any questions about the Domi program?
All of this has been very interesting, Dr. Vazan, but can you give me any idea of how much the entire program would cost should we decide to join?
A woman after my own heart. The Domi program has been designed so that it's affordable for anybody who wishes to improve themselves. However, Domi is a business, and we have a large staff that has to be paid. But let me say this. Once you begin, you will never regret the investment. And if, for some reason, after having completed one of the 5 levels, you have not discovered the new you, we will allow you to take the course a second time, absolutely free of charge.
You say there are 5 levels?
There are 5 separate levels, and each level consists of 5 separate sessions. Now, at the first level, which we call the novice level, each session costs $30. So that's $150 to complete level 1. Yes. Oh, the lady in that beautiful purple blouse. Did you want to ask me something?
Hey, you're not gonna believe this, but this is my car.
Oh, come on, Peter. How can it be?
Hey, I know my own car. That's my stuff in there.
Well, come on. Let's take it before the thief comes back.
It's locked.
You didn't tell me you were babysitting Scott for a week.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Phillips. It's just, I've been so preoccupied picking up odds and ends for my revival collection. I just kind of...
You forgot. I just wish Ben had discussed this trip with me earlier.
Well, it just kind of came up all of a sudden. He just asked me to sit with little Scott this morning. And it does seem that he could have let you know a little sooner.
Yes, I might have said no.
Well, it was a rare opportunity.
Yes, it's not every day you get offered a free skiing vacation in Vail, Colorado.
Well, it was awfully nice for Dr. Graham to offer it to him.
I suppose.
But it does surprise me that they would leave with Terry still missing.
You know Ben's rationale for that? He said it wouldn't do anybody any good staying around here worrying. I wish I could have such a cavalier attitude.
Oh, now, Dr. Phillips.
Yes, I know. I sound like sour grapes, don't I?
Just a little.
Well, I don't mean to. It's just that I get a bit ticked off when I think of Ben taking off now.
Hi, excuse me. I was just going through some personal things on my desk. I found a stack of messages from you.
Yes, well, if you return my calls, they wouldn't be there. Any word on Terry?
I'm afraid that I've been taken off the Dar es Salaam Bible case.
What?
I've been suspended.
What is the latest update on the museum getting its fee for the Dar es Salaam Bible?
Well, the update is we don't have any money. Why should we?
Because Harold Webster's client, whoever that may be, signed a promissory note. And when I talked to the museum bookkeeper this morning, she said that note had not been paid yet.
Well, that's probably because we haven't received the Bible yet. We don't know where it is.
Your knowledge of legal matters is rather limited, Jeremy.
Oh, really?
Well, I should think that even you would know that a written agreement between 2 parties is legally binding.
Well, that may be so, but I think we can make an exception in this case. I wouldn't want the museum to be so mercenary anyway.
Mercenary?
Yes, mercenary. That's exactly what I said. I think you should show a little more interest in the museum. Why don't you concern yourself more with the return of the treasure rather than want to extract a pound of flesh?
Now, I'm going to go over this one more time. A promissory note was signed. Harold Webster took possession of the Bible. Therefore, the museum should have a handling fee, and it must be paid. Now, the fact that Webster and his client didn't take proper security measures is not our fault. So will you please collect that debt?
I don't think that you're
That's
listening.
right. You don't think. You do what I tell you to do. A good businessman always collects his accounts receivable.
Excuse me. Am I interrupting a lecture on business tactics?
No, you're not interrupting anything. I think the lecture's over. Aren't you?
The next time I see you, Jeremy, I expect to be handed a check.
You'll never stop hounding people, will you, Charles?
Hounding? Oh, come off it, Preston. I'm merely fulfilling a public trust.
Oh, hooray for civic spirit. Vaughn hasn't dropped by yet, has he?
Vaughn? Why on earth should he?
Because I called him earlier today and asked him to stop by this afternoon.
Uh-huh. And, what little crisis has he managed to manufacture now?
Nothing. We have some mutual concerns to discuss.
Of course you do, Preston. Of course you do.
But may I add that every Domi candidate is tutored along personal growth levels and individual attention. Now, this is one of the most effective features of the Domi program. And for this reason, most of our students, once they begin, press on to the ultimate. Once you begin to see the dramatic changes occurring within yourself, you almost feel compelled to go on and complete all 5 levels. Yes?
You mentioned about these 5 levels. What are they like?
Well, any Domi session attended will be of benefit to you. But if you complete all 5 levels successfully, potential you never dreamed possible can be realized. Now take this down. The second level is called Pilgrim, followed in succession by Transparent, then Viceroy, and Master. Now, at each level, of course, the course is a bit more enlightening and therefore also a bit more costly. But you have to decide which is most important, money or the power to control your own destiny. Now, those of you who are mumbling are the very ones who need Domi the most. You need to be freed from monetary concerns so that you can control your life more fully, regardless of your financial situations. And do you know, the amazing thing is that once you do that, money and friends and new associations will just flow to you. Are there any more questions? Very well. You can all come forward now and sign up for the free trance readings that are going to be held in the hall. Come ahead. Go.
Dr. Fazan?
Yes, what is it?
I'd like to talk with you a minute if I could.
Oh, I'm afraid the free consultation is over, Miss,
Lawson, Nancy, do you remember we met?
well, Miss Lawson, I'm afraid you'll have to sign up for the class if you want
Well,
to
you
talk.
see, the class is what I'd like to talk with you about. The fee is a little beyond me right at this moment, but I think we have a mutual friend who could really make a difference.
Well, Peter, don't you have any extra keys to
Not
this?
on me, no. Out the back bumper. Okay, look, follow me back home, okay?
Right.
I bet we did. I feel like Burt Reynolds or something.
Hey, well, come on. I had something to do with this, too, you know.
Yeah, you did.
We make a good team, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
What? What's the matter? What? Peter, what is it?
It's nothing, nothing.
Yeah? I don't believe you.
And you know, Brubaker said his men saw Lance over the campus just before this thing was stolen.
And you think that was Lance?
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. I wish I'd have caught that guy.
No, you don't. I mean, you don't know if he had a gun or not. I mean, I think we did what was best. You should let Sergeant Brubaker handle it from here.
Yeah, but something tells me he knows where Mom is.
And you can let the police take care of that.
Yeah. Well, whoever he is, he didn't need a change of clothes.
What do you mean?
This is all the stuff that I collected for Mrs. Redland. It's all in here. What?
What is it, Peter?
I don't know. Well, this wasn't in here before.
Isn't that...
That's the Dar es Salaam Bible. This thing's worth a fortune.
What's it doing in your car?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. Maybe that guy at the gas station left us a clue. Hey. Look at this.
What is it?
I'll explain inside. Let's go.
Come on.
Well, hello. I was beginning to think that you weren't going to show.
I was beginning to think that Courtney wouldn't show.
What, has she left you again?
No, she just kicked me out of the honeymoon suite.
Then I assume that you have not been able to...
I'm really getting tired of this, Preston. I mean, if she keeps pulling this need time to think, we'll never get this back together again.
Well, if you had taken time to think before the wedding, we wouldn't find ourselves in this mess. But what's done is done. All we can do is make the best of a bad situation.
How do you make the best of losing your wife?
You haven't lost your wife. Relax. We know exactly where she's staying.
Preston, that's no consolation. I mean, for all we know, she could be out with Peter Davidson right now. That's needing time to think.
Look, when we spoke at the King's Arms, she gave every indication of trying to see this marriage through.
Oh, she saw it through all right. Right to the part where it says, for better or for worse. That's as far as she goes. Because she says she can't become the woman that I need to become...
Become what, Vaughn? The romantic? That unearned reputation that you circulated so widely in Lake Forest?
Oh, not really, Charles. That's not necessary.
Well, you're not on his side, are you?
Well, certainly not. But we all know the facts, and there's absolutely no point in rubbing his nose in it.
My. Touchy comments for a man who does not have very much bargaining power.
You know, you're going to know that feeling soon enough, Charles. The day you sit on that board, believe me, my father and I are going to see to that.
Really? You know, I wouldn't make idle threats if I were you. I'm from the old school, and so is your father. And I look forward to a long and expanding relationship with him. Frankly, if I were you, I'd conserve what little energy I had instead of trying to drive a wedge between your father and me, and concentrate rather on finding the best medical solution to help you with your problem.
Thanks for your concern, Uncle Charles.
Of course, even if you do get medical help, I really question whether or not Courtney could ever really desire you.
Charles, you're making a fool of yourself.
Well, on the other hand, maybe the problem is rather convenient as a cover-up for her inadequacy.
If you ever talk about Courtney like that again, so help me, Charlie, I'll break your neck.
Oh, for heaven's sake, it was just a casual observation. Forget it. Although I must say I'm a little tired of these ongoing problems between the newlyweds, whether they're real or imagined. However, none of them are going to interfere with my plan to go to Lake Forest and take my place on the Carpenter Shipping Line Board.
Suppose I should thank you.
For what? You'd get the same treatment you talk about Courtney like that.
Believe me, I feel the same way you do about what he said. I just vent my anger differently.
Yeah. I suppose you do.
You know, one good thing's come out of all of this. For all the complaining I did about doing business with you, you're a true gem compared to that brother of yours. I only wish there were some way to keep him from getting that seat on the board.
Maybe there is.
Did I hear you correctly?
Yes. Maybe there is. you're not gonna like it.
I'm sorry, Miss Lawson. Regardless of who you know, the fees will be the same.
Even if it's Dr. Graham?
Oh, now I remember. Yes, Brian introduced you to me at the first introductory seminar.
Yes, and he's spoken very highly of you.
Flattered, I'm sure.
Tell me, how well do you know Dr. Graham?
Oh, well, we're just professional acquaintances.
Oh, well, we're kind of close, actually. I think he kind of likes me.
Is that a fact?
Yes, well, we're not exactly running down the aisle or anything, but...
So you see great potential in him?
Yes, I do. And in fact, he's going to work on my neck here. I had a tracheotomy that Dr. Martin performed last summer, and so...
Is that Dr. Ben Martin?
Yes, Ben Martin. That's my nephew.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, well, it's because of this surgery that I'm a little strapped for money for this Domi seminar, you see.
Well, you know, it seems to me that Dr. Graham could make a concession in your case, since you are so close and all.
Yeah, well, that's a possibility.
I'm sorry, Miss Lawson, but if I were to give you charity, it would only be worse for you. You see, that's just one of the patterns that Domi will conquer in you, the handout syndrome. But once you overcome that, your life will never be the same.
Hi. Yeah, I need to speak with Sergeant Brubaker, please. Concerning the Dar es Salaam Bible. What do you mean he's not on the case? Oh, hold it. What? Captain C. Gate? Well, no, it's okay. Thank you. We wanted to speak with Sergeant Brubaker. No problem.
What happened?
It's a temporary leave. I guess that's a good way of saying he's been suspended.
So why didn't you tell the new officer in charge?
I can't. Brubaker's been on this thing since day one. I'm gonna tell some stranger everything.
Well, then what do we do, Peter? I know, call Dave.
Oh, you've had better ideas.
Hey, come on, this is no time for pride. Any idea that's gonna help us find your mom is gonna be worth listening to.
Except that one, all right? You know the differences that Dr. Phelps and I have had.
Yeah. But he does care for your mom an awful lot.
I'm not so sure of that either anymore.
Great! Nobody knows we have the Bible and we sit here.
Hold it, that's it.
What?
Wait
What's
a
it?
minute, what you just said.
What did I say?
Nobody knows we have the Bible.
Yeah, except the guy who took your car.
Lance. He's not gonna find us.
What are you getting at?
Just a second, hear me out. Okay, the note over there says 3 p.m. It also has an address on it. Yeah. Now that's probably the drop-off point where they're gonna sell the thing, huh?
It's not ours.
Whose is it? Lance's? Gotcha.
That doesn't make it right.
Hold it now. This is the first right thing that's happened in my life in weeks. You can't tell me it's a coincidence that we have this Bible. They've been chasing that thing all over the place ever since the auction. Oh, no. This is a key to get my mother.
Peter, this isn't a James Bond movie that you're in here. I mean, you're talking about dealing with criminals.
Courtney, can't you see this is a miracle that it landed in our hands?
Yeah, well, I still think it's too dangerous.
Courtney, you're not going to have to worry about Vaughn anymore. With this money, we can take care of your mother. Right here in Kingsley. Yeah, this is the end of our problems.
Or the beginning of them.
Dear Peter, thank you so much for your wonderful donations.
Oh,
Yes,
all this stuff go?
it sure is. Peter sure did a bang-up job getting us all this stuff, didn't he?
You sure did. Don't know if we'll be able to fit it all in, though.
Well, put in there what you can, and we'll just come back for the rest.
Okay. Why don't you thank him personally? He's probably here.
Well, normally I would, but you know we've got to load up the van, and we've got to make 3 more trips before revival tonight.
Man, this stuff is heavy.
And besides, Peter knew I was going to pick up this stuff. And thank you for all your help, Peter. God bless you.
Okay, she's loaded. I'm ready if you are.
Yes, I am, but just a moment. P.S. We will be praying especially for your mother's safe return. I own.
Look, I'm saying that I think it's just too dangerous, and oh, I don't know.
Hey, would you try to think of the money as a reward or something?
A reward?
Yeah, because that's what it is. This is the key to my mother's release. Now, if Lance doesn't meet these people, it's going to be big trouble for my mother. Now, look, we can't risk that. So I'm going to go. If you don't want to go, that's okay. But I'm going. We're running out of time, and my mother's life's at stake here.
Then I'll go. For your mom and for us.
I knew I could count on you. Okay, but you don't have to go. You can stay here and try to reach Brubaker.
Peter, I said I'll go, so I'll go.
Okay, all right, you're not going to regret this. We're right now. We have what they want.
I hope you're right. I am.